Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Thanks so much for stopping in. This is great. Good session today on developing some more spice with our blues playing. Let's do this in the key of D. I started off by playing D9 as a one chord, D, F sharp, C, and E. The fifth A is missing from this chord, so I have more fingers, right, to play tensions with, the seventh and the ninth. Okay, so in the beginning of this whole session, I used a chord that was exactly the same gesture, but a half step higher. You could think of it as being like, D to E flat 9, right? D9, E flat 9. That's cool. But let's stretch our brains a little bit and try to think of this chord in a completely different light today. We can think of this alternate chord in a different light, all right? It can be better related to the D chord by calling it A7, sharp 5, flat 5, right? Why would I do that? There's a pretty big pull in jazz and blues from 5 to 1, right? That sort of jive, right? So I'm taking a lot of the same notes from the A7 chord, but now I'm adding a flat fifth and a sharp fifth into the equation to get some killer textures, right? So E flat is the flat 5 if you're playing an A7 chord, G is the 7th, C sharp is the 3rd, right? So the integral part of the dominant chord, that tritone, is there, and then the E sharp would be the sharp 5. You can also call it F, but it's functioning like a sharp 5th. So I'm going to call it what it is, sharp 5, right? E sharp. Let's get used to that one. So in the progression, I'm saving the A7 sharp 5, flat 5 until beats 3 and 4 of the second measure. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, G7. Okay, so what's the 5 of G7? D, right? So if I take that exact same chord form and I come up a half step, right now, C is the 7th, right, of the D7 chord. F sharp is the 3rd, and then A flat is the flat 5. Some people like to call this gesture, this idea, not gesture, but they like to call this idea a tritone substitution. Check this out. If I play a D7 chord right here, right, here's D. A tritone lower than that one or higher is going to end up giving me an A flat. Either way. Tritone higher is A flat, tritone lower is an A flat. So most of the D7 chord remains intact. I have F sharp and C in this voicing, D, D7, but I also have the same thing true here with this A flat, right? The F sharp and the C are still there. Tritone substitution. So when I go to the 4 chord, back to 1. So that's really kind of a cool trick to add some color to your blues progressions. So let's put that in context. Let's make a typical 12-bar blues sound just a bit more exciting by adding in that tritone substitution. Sharp 5, flat 5, back to 1. Tritone substitution, back to the 4 chord. This will be cool. Check this out, all y'all. Here we go. 2, 3, So again, regardless of whether you're playing the ninth chord from the A string, from the E string, from the D string, by taking the exact same ninth chord gesture and going a half step higher, you're now playing the 5 chord, right? Dominant chord, but it ends up having the sharp 5 and the flat 5 as part of its structure. So it gives you all kinds of really killer tensions in the chord, by just moving the gesture up a half step and then back to your target chord. Very awesome. Enjoy yourselves. This chord can be construed as being an E7, flat 5, sharp 5. All right, both flatted 5. Sorry, A. We're talking about E. Who said E? Did I say E? Good grief. E7. All right. Did I say E again?